most cringe person ever. I literally had to come film this in my car because I'm so cringy, and my roommates were all home and I couldn't stand the fact to film this while I was in my home. So now I'm filming outside of my car. I literally just drove around the block until I found somewhere with like decent lighting, and here we are filming a video about all of the boys that I've ever had a crush on before. Let's do this. So because I'm extremely cringe, made a survey and sent it to all of the boys that I have ever had a crush on in my entire life. And I'm sharing it on the internet for everyone to see. So this is so out of my comfort zone, like so out of my comfort zone. But I've seen this trend going around where people send a survey to all of the boys that they've ever had a crush on before in their life. And I figured, why not? Most of the boys I have not talked to since high school, so like 8 years now, and the ones that I have talked to, I feel like we are on pretty good terms, so it wouldn't be like that awkward. So I went ahead and sent them all a survey, and we are going to find out if they knew that I liked them and if they liked me back. Alrighty, I just want to preface this with I am pretty dang confident that none of these guys had any interest in me whatsoever, except for one of them I dated. So I guess he probably had interest in me. Yeah, he had interest in me. We dated for like a long time, so I'm sure he had some interest in me. But outside of that, I don't think any of them had any interest in me whatsoever. I haven't read the responses yet, so I sent the survey to maybe like 10 or 12 boys. 7 of them responded. So I'm going to look at those with you and we are going to see what they say. First, I just want to go through what the survey says. Here is our survey. It just says, if you're receiving this survey, it means that at some point in my life, you were one of my crushes. It could have been kindergarten, it could have been last week. So I just like messaged them. So a couple of them I messaged on like Facebook Messenger, and a couple of them I sent on Instagram, and I literally just said, hey, like I'm making a YouTube video, and kind of explained the premise. And then I said, you know, could you fill out this survey? The first one was, what is your name? So I think for this video I'm actually going to be using a fake name for everyone, just because a couple of the guys didn't want their names to show. A couple of them I'm still like in the same social circle with. Where do I know you from? Did you know that I liked you? If you knew I liked you, how could you tell? Did you ever like me? Rate my personality 1 through 10, a quality that stands out about me, and what terms we're on now, and how awkward is this? Because I imagine that it's pretty dang awkward if someone reaches out to you after, you know, I don't know, sometimes like 6 years, to send you a survey about you liking them. And then any last thoughts that they may have had for you guys. Let's go ahead and get into the response. So here is response number 1. So what is your name? We'll call this guy, oh gosh, trying to make up a fake name. We'll call this guy Ethan. Ethan was, he was the most recent guy that I had a crush on. And honestly, I crushed on this guy for kind of a long time. We talked about it, so he definitely knew that I had a crush on him. So we definitely like had a conversation about it because we're pretty close friends now. I also told him I was making this video, so he must have seen this coming. So I don't imagine he thought it was like too awkward. Where do we know you from? Church? Did you know I liked you? I had a feeling. Okay, so he must be referring to like before we had a conversation about it, because we definitely talked about it, so he knows. If you knew I liked you, how could you tell? A certain way you would look at me. That's like pretty cringe. Did you ever like me? The answer to that's no. I accidentally didn't make this required question when I had sent it to him, but I'm pretty sure that is a no, even though he didn't answer it. Rate my personality a 10. I appreciate that. A quality that stands out is I'm genuinely caring. Oh. What terms are we on now? We're at a 10. Like I said, this guy and I are pretty close friends now, so that makes sense. And how awkward is this one? Like I said, not super awkward. I told him I was gonna do this. I actually asked him if I should do this. That is person number 1. So what is your name? Let's call this guy, let's call him Michael. Okay, so Michael. I literally haven't talked to this guy in like years, like actually years. And then the first time I like message him, it's to fill out this survey, so. Where do I know you from? High school. Did you know I like you? I had a feeling. Okay. If you knew I liked you, how could you tell? Oh. We might just leave that answer out. Did you ever like me? Enjoyed hanging out together, but never saw it going beyond that. I would say I agree with that. I think we had a lot of fun together. We hung out a lot and had a lot of really good times, but I also didn't necessarily see it like going anywhere beyond that. So rate my personality an 8. A quality that stands out to me is that I have an attention to detail. I'd say that's true sometimes. What terms are we on now? A 2. That's true. We haven't talked in a long time. And how awkward is this? A 3. Sorry. Honestly, it was pretty awkward. He thought, okay, so this guy in particular thought that I was like spamming him because I sent him the message, and honestly, it does seem kind of spammy if you haven't heard from me in like actually years, and then I just message you and I'm like, hey, like I'm filling out this survey for a YouTube video, like please fill it out. So that's fair. This was pretty awkward. And he had no last thought. Okay, so that was guy number 2. Guy number 3, let's call him, oh, actually he filled it out as anonymous. Okay, so this guy, we met at our church. We also went to college together, and we are also, I actually know who filled this out. We are very close, so we're pretty good friends now. I liked him in early college, but I don't think that he ever knew this? Question mark? I don't know. We were very good friends, so I never like wanted to ruin that friendship or anything. And then I think later, as we like became closer friends, I think I realized that we are kind of like brother and sister, as opposed to like wanting to pursue anything like more than that. But he is a great guy, so I do appreciate him as a person. So where do I know you from? College or Cross Life? So Cross Life is a church that I go to. Did you know that I liked you? No. Yeah, he definitely did not know. When I sent him the survey, he was a little shooketh, I think. Did you ever like me? No. Rate my personality an 8. Okay, hold on. Just because I know who this is, excuse me, like we're like very good friends, so I'm a little offended that you rated my personality an 8. Moving along. A quality that stands out about me: willing to work with others and down to have fun. And what we're on a 9. Okay, I want to know why we're on a 9. I would definitely put us at a 10. Okay, how awkward is this? A 2. Okay. And any last thoughts you would like to say to my YouTube followers? Dana's a catch as a person and an interesting person to get to know. You should film more content so you guys can get to know her. Oh, I appreciate that. Guy number 4. Let's call this guy Timothy. Okay, so Timothy, where do I know you from? Huntington Lake. We had a cabin up there, so my family and I would always go up there in the summer, and his family owned one of these stores up there. He was a little bit older than me, so he was a senior in high school when I was a freshman, and so we were in the same leadership class, is kind of how we got a little bit closer as friends, but we've like known each other since we were little. Did you know that I liked you? Yes. That's like really cringy. Okay, because I was like this freshman high school student, and I was like pretty into him, and he was like a senior, like probably had like no interest in me whatsoever. Anyways, if you knew I liked you, how could you tell? I'm perceptive. Also, you're very obvious. Ah, this is so cringy. Oh, did you ever like me? We were chill. Okay, that's a very vague answer, but we'll take it. My personality is a 9. A quality that stands out: you're quirky, funny, and smart. Okay, like multiple people recently have told me I'm quirky, and I don't know if that's a compliment or not. What terms are we on now? 1. Yes, we have literally not spoken probably since my freshman year of high school, which was like what, 2009. It's been a hot minute since we've spoken. And how awkward is this? 1. Not at all. Thank you, I appreciate that. Any last thoughts you'd like to share or say to my YouTube followers? This girl is amazing. Lock her down, fellas. Oh, we haven't talked in like a really long time, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Guy number 5. Okay, so this guy's name, let's go with David. Okay, so we're gonna go with David. What do I know you from? Sierra High. So we met in high school. Okay, so I liked him after I liked Timothy. So he was a junior, so we were in the same leadership class for 2 years in a row, and we got to know each other pretty well through that. I'm also pretty confident that I feel like he knew I liked him, but I'm like pretty dang confident that he had no interest in me back. But let's see what he said. Did you know I liked you? I had a feeling. If you knew I liked you, how could you tell? The way you talked to me and the amount that we texted. Yeah, that's true. When I went back through to send him this message, I actually found a bunch of our old like Facebook messages, and there was a decent amount of messaging happening. Did you ever like me? Yes. What? I never knew that. I don't even know how to react to that. Okay, well, I did not expect this. Okay, because I was like pretty dang confident none of these guys ever like had any interest in me whatsoever. Rate my personality a 9. A quality that stands out is I'm very caring and smart. Aw. What terms are we on now? 1. Yeah, him and I also have not talked for quite a few years. How awkward is this? A 2. Sorry. And any last thoughts? Can you blur my name? Yes, I'm not using anyone's name. Person number 6. Ooh, okay. So this guy I actually dated for a while. So I wasn't sure whether or not I should send this to people I dated, but this guy I dated, so we dated for quite a while in high school actually. Let's call him James. So James, where did I know you from? High school. So he was 1 year older than me, and we dated in my like sophomore, junior year of high school, and we ended on not super great terms, but I feel like we grew to be like okay terms, if that makes sense. I don't know. Okay, did you know I liked you? I had a feeling. Okay. Did you ever like me? Yes. I would hope so. We dated. Rate my personality a 7. Actually, I guess that makes sense since we broke up. Quality that stands out about me is my motivation to be the best. And what terms are we on now? 1, we don't talk or see each other, only on social media. That's true. And how awkward is this? A 6? I'm so sorry. So yeah, this was a 6 because we broke up a long time ago, so getting this was probably really random. And the last guy that filled out this survey, let's call him Josh. So this guy I liked during my like senior year of college for like a brief minute, but him and I are still pretty good friends. We were very good friends throughout college. When I actually sent this survey to this guy, he was like literally shook. Where do I know you from? Church and school. Did you know I liked you? No. Oh no. Okay, if you knew I liked you, how could you tell? He says, I just realized today. Because I told him today, and then he attached a link. He attached a gif of Regina George getting hit by a bus because he was so shook that I was interested in him. This is so funny. Did you ever like me? No. Does it make sense? Rate my personality a 10. Quality that stands out about me: chill, easy to talk to, fun, and a type 1. So he's referring to the Enneagram, just because I'm very into personality tests. And what terms are we on now? We're a 10, so we are chill. Like I said, we're still close. And how awkward is this? A 3. I'm sorry. And, oh! For any last thoughts, he put, follow me on Instagram, and then an Instagram handle that is not his. So I appreciate that response. Well guys, that is all of the surveys that I sent to my past crushes that I got responses from. That was like more cringy than I expected, but also like less cringy than I expected at the same time. I think, you know, self-confidence and feeling like, I don't know, like someone would be interested in me is always like been a little bit of a struggle for me, and I feel like seeing that for a lot of them those crushes turned into, you know, really I think solid friendship, where, you know, at least a couple of the guys on there I'm still very good friends with today. And then, you know, for others, knowing that they actually were interested, even though in my head I was like, no, this guy can never be interested in me ever. So I don't really know what the moral to this video is. Maybe, I don't know, tell your crush you like him. It's not that scary. Even like before I sent this, I was like, should I send it? Should I not? Should I send it? Should I not? So I was a little bit nervous to send it out, but I think after sending it, it like wasn't a big deal. And at points, like, we all have feelings for people, and it's not that big of a deal to share them. I think even if the other person doesn't like you back, I think it just gives you an opportunity to kind of move on. I feel like you shouldn't spend all of this time worrying and anxious and pining over this other person who's not interested in you, right? Because if someone's not interested in you, then you don't need to spend all of this time and energy thinking about them. Like, forget about that and move on with your life, and eventually you'll find someone who does like you back and who does care for you and who does see you in the same way that you see them. So I feel like this was an interesting survey to take. I also like was super worried that they were all gonna be like so mean and like respond horribly, but I think after receiving their responses, they were all very sweet and very kind, and I appreciate that. So thank you to all the guys that filled this out. Oh, I also sent this. This is really cringy and really embarrassing. I don't even know if I want to share this on the internet, but I also sent it to Nick Jonas because Nick Jonas is my absolute love. He is my #1 crush in my heart. I love him so dearly. So I sent this quiz to his Instagram. Unfortunately, Nick Jonas did not respond. I'm sure that Nick Jonas has absolutely no idea that I exist and will probably never see that message, but sent it to him nonetheless because I figured if I'm doing a video of all of the guys I've ever had a crush on, that I had to include Nick Jonas because he is my #1 crush in my heart. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. I hope you guys all have a great week, and I hope that everyone is doing well. Bye guys.